way. I'm Steven Diggs Jr. and this is
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Woo! I guess.
Fucking Jericho.
I guess he's now. Who are you?
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho. I guess.
For the third week in a row.
He's all crazy.
I can't be Chris Jericho because I'm actually talking.
I guess that's true.
The funniest thing he
Well,
did.
isn't Woo not talking?
No,
And he
because
said, "Yeah." Is that that's talking? Yeah.
the funniest thing he did was whenever Super Dave Osborne was telling him that he was in the match and he shut the lights off and kind of jacked him up.
That was really funny.
I still have hopes for Royal Rumble. But this is the last week that he has to actually do something before
Speaking
Rumble.
of the Royal Rumble, did you hear what some fans are trying to say that they should do for the Royal Rumble for Jericho? That, like, someone's like, okay, we'll lead into this. Randy Orton supposedly coming back on SmackDown. That Orton and Barrett are like the last two guys in the ring, and number 30 still got to come out. They eliminate themselves, like a clothesline or something. They would eliminate. Number 30 comes out, and it's Jericho. He wins without even having to wrestle. He comes out smiling, all happy, and he goes to WrestleMania and fights CM Punk, which is what they already said that probably was going to happen.
What better not happen?
I would like that, actually. It'd be great.
What better not? Well, supposedly Super Dave Osborne's going to screw him over.
Who, do you mean Punk?
Yeah.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
But, no, what better not happen is it better not they call the number, Jericho comes down, gets in the ring, runs around, like, the outside, like, woo, like, tagging everybody, gets in the ring, eliminates himself, and just runs to the that would be retarded.
I bet that's what he does. I didn't even think of that. He runs in, flips over the ring, goes, yeah, and then flips back over and starts high-fiving the crowd.
After your buddy Brodus Clay starts rubbing his crotch on everybody.
Oh, it's awesome.
Like, what is...
Oh, man.
Yeah, rubbing your crotch on people, that's awesome.
Brodus Clay's been great.
PM News, you mean?
PM News?
PM News?
No, he's great. No. He was on SmackDown, and he was in the Sin City, Las Vegas SmackDown, whatever they called it, and they had the Raw Roulette wheel back, and he was in a dance-off against Vicky Guerrero.
Which some of the Raw Roulette stuff was weird on there.
But how about the blindfold match was great. I love blindfold matches. I love blindfold matches.
Again, there's no such thing as a great blindfold match.
There is. They're entertaining.
They are.
We're not talking 5-star burn burners. We're just talking.
That's as entertaining as when WCW decided to do a match with Sting, and I can't remember if it was Rick Rude or it was Great Muta, but it was called a Lights Out match, and they put a giant tarp around the ring, and the fans couldn't even see the match.
It's not the same. I can see the wrestlers acting goofy in the.
Santino
won when they took off the blindfold off the Cobra. The ref did, and then he hit Drew McIntyre because the Cobra was then conceived. That's great. That's great. So I guess in other news, I guess my boring conspiracy has kind of come to an end with him being suspended again. So either this conspiracy's deeper than we thought, or he's apparently really got a problem, which is what everyone's kind of saying that's true.
What, the Brian Kendrick problem?
Yeah, actually, yes, the Brian Kendrick problem. Talking about lizards and people.
Do you think Ryback's going to be in the Royal Rumble?
Nah. It's stupid to debut somebody for the Royal Rumble because they're going to lose. You know they're going to lose. It'd be different if you have the guy win.
Well, they don't have to worry about trying to figure out a way to have Sin Cara eliminated without having a loss at his name because he won't be there.
Well, that you don't have to worry about him being in it since he'd probably hurt somebody anyways or himself again.
Let's hope he hurts Brodus Clay.
No. So, like I said, they also announced that Orton's going to be back.
Which is kind of dumb. They should have just had it as a surprise. Why would you announce? That's going to get you ratings. You get more ratings. Nah, you get more ratings when friends call friends. Hey, man, turn it on. You're never going to believe who's on. Like,
but they already know that SmackDown's taped. It's not that people already know. It's already going to be spoiled that he's going to be there, though. So what's the difference?
He just broke the third wall.
I don't know.
We might as well just
the
tell
people
them
that are watching this.
We just might as well. You mean us? You might as well just tell them that wrestling's fake.
Yes, I don't know. Whatever, I guess.
Whatever.
They haven't officially came out and announced it, but they've pretty much said it through hearsay that the dates of the next two WrestleManias, WrestleMania 29 and 30,
Well, unfortunately for everybody like us that thought, hey, WrestleMania 30, it's going to be at Madison Square Garden. It's another one of the anniversary numbers.
Yep.
No.
No, it's
Vince
20...
decided that he doesn't want to do them in small venues.
Right,
Only
and
be
he said that in the
stadiums.
True Story WrestleMania, the DVD about the history of WrestleMania and leading through every WrestleMania, and they talk about that. Once, I think it was 20, was that the last one, the small arena? That was the Madison Square Garden.
That was mad.
Everything since has been a stadium, and they said when after 20, he called the guy that does like the booking and gets all the shows, like the kind of get the guy that puts like the show together, like the producer, and he said we're going to a stadium from now on. We're not going back. So, but the thing is, it's cool. They're gonna have it kind of like the Super Bowl in some way, a cold weather stadium. It's gonna be in MetLife Stadium, which is right across the water in New York City. It's over in New Jersey.
Don't fall.
It's the New York Giants football stadium. It's MetLife Stadium.
Don't fall in the water.
The cool thing is, it's
if you want to call that sludge water,
I guess you could just call it a sewage pit. Right over the sewage pit. When you say it's over the sewage pit in the dump of New Jersey,
oh wait a minute, is that the stadium that's made out of all the burning tires?
I think it is.
Because everything in Jersey is made or smells like it's made of burning
Exactly.
tires.
So we're gonna try to.
Sorry,
we're gonna try to go on location. I think that week. I think we've already decided if WrestleMania 29 is gonna be next year in New York City.
If it's gonna be next year, if the world doesn't end,
then we will be going. Hopefully.
Jericho is the bringer of the end of the world.
Then WrestleMania 30 is going to be in the Dallas Cowboys' new stadium, which is appropriately titled
Which would be
Cowboys
good
Stadium.
to see somebody win in that stadium for once.
Oh. The cool thing is that stadium probably can hold more than like the Pontiac Silverdome did back at like WrestleMania 3. It'll probably like MetLife Stadium will probably hold the record till the next year for Cowboys Stadium. I mean, it's not going to hold the record for the most ever in a wrestling event in the world because North Korea is going to hold that, but it's going to be WWE size.
The reason Vince picked the MetLife Stadium is because the Super Bowl is there later that year, and he wants to break having the
attendance.
The first big event before the Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah, because it's going to be the first. And also, he can tout that, saying it like work. And they can also, I can see now the commercials that they go to a cold weather site, kind of like they say all the time, like the Super Bowl. Like now that this is going to be the first outdoor Super Bowl.
We could do the thing like during that, was it the Tyson fight? When the guy had the parachute and the fan?
Yeah. I think it was a Tyson fight.
We could do that like right in the middle of
we'll put a giant
Rock Cena. Have a big Cena Sucks shirt and like
a cape with the hard way or something on it, and we'll fly right into the ring, and then we'll get beat up by the security.
Beat off is more like it.
So
they'll beat you off.
I guess it's too early to start making WrestleMania spoilers for WrestleMania 29.
Well,
if you were to pick something right now, it's gonna have a WrestleMania 29. Like really, like what do you think a match is?
Brock Lesnar.
And you think Lesnar will wrestle?
Austin.
Lesnar Austin. All right. Maybe the Austin CM Punk will finally
Cyborg Matt Hardy
versus a rehab-free Jeff Hardy.
No, that'll never happen. I think that's the only thing keeping him alive is all those chemicals.
Yeah, probably. So, we kind of already talked about Raw a little bit, but anything else you'd like to add about Raw from this week?
For me, Raw was okay. What's his name? Perez Hilton. Totally looked like he had AIDS.
He does.
I don't think.
Oh, he's terrible.
I don't think it was a good idea to invite a guy on and be like, oh, make a big deal. He's got this workout thing and everything. When, like, a year ago, he was on celebrity rehab for heroin. To me, that looked like less of exercise than just this kind of exercise.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, my God. Why him, too? I mean, he's not a celebrity.
No.
He's not a celebrity.
It's that whole thing where just because, like, you come from a rich family and you do dumb fucking shit on the internet and people talk about you, that doesn't make you a celebrity.
Well, like, okay, so...
I hate to break it to people, but Paris Hilton, the Kardashians...
Yeah, but they're more...
not celebrities.
No, but the crazy thing is like, oh my God, like, I think the reason why they put Perez Hilton there is because he's got like 8 billion followers on Twitter, and they love Twitter. Like, it's not getting them anywhere. It's not giving them more viewers on the TV show.
I'd rather see his brother. I'd rather see him have his brother on there.
Who the heck's his brother?
The guy that created Girls Gone Wild.
That's not his brother.
Yes, it is.
That's Joe Francis.
It's his brother.
Joe Francis isn't Perez Hilton's brother.
Look it up.
I'll bet you it isn't.
Look it up. They talked about it on Celebrity Rehab.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
weird.
Perez Hilton's nickname for years was Gummy Bear. Come on, people.
I find it funny that he's gay, right?
What?
Am I breaking some news, or am I pulling someone out of the closet? Because
I don't think so.
I thought it was fitting that he
The
then
Divas?
called the Divas match, like announced the Divas.
I think that was. Well, they got rid of Mr. Belding for Perez Hilton.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Belding was supposed to be
Yeah,
there.
because there's Zack Ryder, you got Kelly, you got Heath Slater, you got the whole cast is there. You got Zack and Kelly and Slater,
Ah, man, that's pretty good.
Mr. Belding.
Mr. Belding, yeah, that would have been.
The only other complaint, other than Brodus Clay, the other complaint.
No, there was no complaint with him.
Yes, there's tons
No.
of complaints.
No.
The only other thing was, I would have been a lot happier to see Raw end with Punk doing the whole spiel with Super Dave Osborne and walking out. They should have ended it right there. Him hitting Foley was just dumb.
You think it'll lead to a Foley
I don't think it'll.
John Laurinaitis?
I don't think it'll be Super Dave Osborne versus Foley, but they have 1 week. This is the last week before Royal Rumble, so basically, it'll probably be one of his representatives,
Mm-hmm.
and him and Foley have to have a match. If Foley wins, Foley gets to be in the
I think that's the.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that's unless they're building this to WrestleMania, and
But-
it's going to be John Laurinaitis and
But-
Foley at WrestleMania.
No, but through the grapevine, the rumor mill, Mysterio's coming back, so there's a possibility.
I hope he doesn't win the Royal Rumble.
Could happen.
Well, but next week we're going to have a special Royal Rumble.
Well, we can already
Episode
do a
where
couple
we'll do predictions
predictions.
and
We
stuff.
know Alberto Del Rio,
Isn't going to be there. Sin Cara
Cara
isn't going to be there.
ain't gonna be there. Drew McIntyre, unless he
He'll be
goes to
there.
Raw,
He'll be there.
he's fired.
Is he? Is he fired?
SmackDown.
Maybe Superstars needs him.
That blindfold match, if he didn't win that.
Oh, he was fired?
He got fired. Santino then said that they should give him one more chance. His one more chance was
The blindfold match?
The blindfold match, which was, come on, Jake the Snake, the model.
Oh, come on.
You got Santino with the snake. You got. It was.
It's pretty interesting. It's pretty
Old
good.
meets new.
Now, I like the Lumberjack match at the end of SmackDown. How Daniel
Where
Bryan
Daniel
started
Bryan-
kicking all the heels
Yeah, and
to
then
get
he
them to come
left.
into the ring, so that they would all come in and beat up everybody, and the match just kind of ended in like a dusty finish kind of
it
thing.
didn't. No, there was the segment with him walking to the back, and Teddy Long said to him, he was like, "What are you doing, player? This ain't fair." And he's like, "Neither was putting me in this match when my girlfriend got beat up, blah blah blah." And so, I mean,
I understand. I understand.
It's
He
obvious.
shouldn't have been in the match.
Why? He's the one that put.
No. The Big Show ran into her.
After he put her in
No!
front and goaded him to do it.
No!
Yes, it's all leading to Daniel Bryan becoming a heel.
No, you're looking at it wrong. She was just there, and Big Show, the big doofus that he is, ran into her. He's so big, he's a problem. He's been having emotional distress because he has the shortest title reign in history.
Says the guy that likes Brodus Clay. It's all leading to Daniel Bryan becoming a
Of
heel.
course it is. I was just trying to.
And Big Show
Jeez,
becoming
Mick, I think we already know this.
Big Show becoming a face again when he was
He
just
already
a
is a face.
face.
He's a face. He's been a face.
They need to figure
Ever
out.
since he fought Henry.
They
Mark
need to
Henry's been a
figure out.
face.
They gotta quit like, I'm a heel today and I'm a face tomorrow. I'm a heel today. I'm a face tomorrow. Like, stick with one thing. It's too confusing. Like the whole Cena thing where Cena starts doing heel stuff, but then like he's still a face.
I think it's
Bad marketing.
I think it's time for
writing.
me to be in defense of something that me and you have had a million discussions about.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be only me.
It is the-
We're gonna hear a lot on the internet.
I'm hoping to start a flame war with other people. Yeah, flame war.
The Middle East.
No.
If you want to burn something, burn this guy's house.
ECW.
Which
Is all.
Which one?
No. ECW is all the same league. Doesn't matter if Vince McMahon or Paul Heyman or Todd Gordon owned the league. Extreme Championship Wrestling
Stopped being extreme when WWE took it over.
No. It's all the lineage is the same. Sad to say, I mean, I'm not necessarily agreeing to it, but Ezekiel Jackson is the last real ECW champion, not Rhino. It's Ezekiel Jackson.
No.
Okay.
That's like saying saying whoever. Okay, that's like saying that Jericho was the last WCW champion because he wanted WWE.
He is the last. Yes, he is. It does not matter who's the owner. That's like saying that when the George Steinbrenner bought the Yankees, everything that happened before that doesn't count because that's not the Yankees.
It's the same team.
It's the same.
No,
league,
it wasn't.
Different ownership.
No.
It's different ownership. It has nothing else to do. Sure, there was a time period where the league didn't exist, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Sad to say, but all those ECW champions that were in the WB ECW on Sci-Fi,
they weren't ECW.
ECW champions.
Nope.
ECW champions. Tommy Dreamer's multiple time now ECW champion. Twice. One when Heyman controlled
Both times in ECW, not in WWE ECW.
No, it's not.
Yes, there is a
Wikipedia
difference.
has it wrong too. They have it separated by league.
Because it is.
It's not. It's the same league.
It is
it's
not.
the same one. It's the same one.
It is not.
What about the one night stands?
What about them? They were WWE.
They were ECW.
They were not. That's like saying. That's like saying Tommy Dreamer when he won the TNA belt. That's the ECW TNA.
That's not the ECW TNA belt. They don't own ECW. TNA never owned ECW. I like the hardcore stuff they did was the hardcore justice, but no, that is ECW. I'm sorry, it is ECW.
It's
also,
let us know what you think.
Yes,
because he's wrong.
But also, yeah, tell me if
that's
I'm wrong.
like saying, okay,
dare me. I'm not going to change my opinion.
That's like saying the Ravens are the Colts.
They are effectively. They kind of are.
Not really, because
but not the Colts. No. They're the Browns. I'm sorry, the Cleveland Browns. I was thinking.
But no, I'm saying that's like saying they're the Colts.
No.
They're still in Baltimore.
No,
they're the same team.
Location doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
That's part of the lineage. Look at the lineage.
I'm saying the lineage.
The lineage is actually the original Cleveland Browns. For the Ravens, for instance.
But what I'm saying is they're not the Colts.
No. Okay, look. Okay, so ECW, when it first came back on Sci-Fi, was really good, too.
No.
Yes, there was more wrestling
With a
in that
zombie?
hour. Yeah, God, that was funny. That was great. Now, Macho Libre, the Nacho Libre character was really dumb. That was the second week. It was the same guy. What's the guy that dressed up with DX, the big fat kid? He was a writer for WWE at the time.
Big Dick Johnson.
Yes, him. He came out dressed as Nacho Libre from the Jack Black movie. And he had the Macho Man, I think it was glasses on, and he was Macho Libre, so he was like a mix of both. And that was dumb,
That's like...
The wrestling, there was more wrestling in that hour on ECW on Sci-Fi than there was on Raw and SmackDown combined at that time. And everyone hated Raw and SmackDown at the time. ECW was just like a condensed, better version of Raw and SmackDown. You had guys that people liked to watch. You had I know not every match was Extreme Rules, but it should have been. But you had a lot of Extreme Rules match. Hardcore Holly actually could have been well over if they pushed it right after he had his back got all cut up from that RVD match. That was a good match. There's Test looked like a beast. Mike Knox debuted and looked like a damn beast for a while. Heyman turned heel and believed that, and Heyman turned heel. I believe that he was keeping ECW preserved. It was awesome. There was all kinds of great things at that time.
I would have to say I could agree with you that it was the same ECW until Vince got rid of Heyman and the show completely changed and was retarded.
In December, I think, of that same year, 2006.
It was after the pay-per-view.
After December.
The worst pay-per-view that WWE's
ever which this guy owns. This guy owns it. The guy that hates ECW.
That didn't mean I didn't buy the
No,
pay-per-views from that year.
You bought all kinds of weird pay-per-views, but you bought December to Dismember.
I didn't see it when it was on.
I still haven't seen it when it's on. Actually, I'm probably going to get to it and watch it because I've been rewatching the old ECW stuff. So I'll probably get to it.
Which
now,
old ECW?
I've been watching the ECW on Sci-Fi episodes.
Yeah, see,
I'll put it that way.
You say old ECW.
That
you're
is old
talking about
ECW now.
the
That
real
was
stuff.
That was what, 6 years ago now? That's old ECW. Sorry.
That's old WWE.
Sorry. Classic ECW.
Old WWE. No.
That's not
Okay,
old.
whatever. There, Michael Cole.
No.
Vintage. Let's
Vintage.
move on.
It's vintage. No. We got more to talk about on that.
No, we don't.
Yeah, well, what'd you think about? Okay, they had half the roster that people remember from ECW.
That doesn't mean
They
anything.
had Justin
So
Credible.
did XPW, but that doesn't make XPW ECW.
I'll give you that.
At least XPW.
They had the name. What about
At least
Heyman?
XPW.
So you're saying that you'll at least agree with me that ECW, when Heyman controlled it that first 6 months or so, right around there,
We already had
would
the
be
conversation
ECW then?
that
No, the Heyman. I'm talking the EWB in WB. Not
if
the,
you look up ECW history, NWA, ECW was an offshoot of NWA. It was NWA East that Todd Gordon owned.
Mm-hmm.
When Heyman took it over, ECW, like the actual Eastern Championship Wrestling, didn't stop existing. It's still in existence to this day. If you look it up, there's still an ECW. It's
Yeah, but
Eastern
there's
Championship Wrestling.
lots of names that are very similar.
But the thing of it is that's
It's
a
just an
different
acronym.
ECW than
Of course
the
it
Extreme
is.
Championship Wrestling that everybody knew. No, because pretty much once WWE took it over, just like WCW, it just stopped. WWE could decide, hey, we're going to do a Starrcade pay-per-view, and it's still going to be WWE.
Well, they did the Great American Bashes, but they
Yeah,
weren't
and
part
they were
of
WWE.
Yeah, of course they were WWE, but that doesn't
Just the
mean
same as you can take the WCW belt and pass it around. It's not the WCW belt. It doesn't have that lineage. Like WCW...
It's people with like
Just stop
nostalgia
ending.
problems with it. Big deal. You don't have to like it. I'm not saying you have to like it.
No, I just don't agree. It was a WWE product.
Well, it is a WWE product, but that's because they controlled the brand at the time. That's no different than like when Bill Watts ran WCW into the ground
That's like
almost in the 90s.
If Vince decided to, hey, I'm going to go back to the territories, and since I own everything, I'm going to have AWA, I'm going to have...
He could.
Yeah, and people would be like, it's not
He
the
could.
same.
It's
And
not.
it's not the same.
It's not exactly the same, but it's. If you
It's
want,
no different than remaking a movie. It's not the same movie.
No, it's not. But it
Okay,
doesn't rate
that's
your
what it
childhood. It doesn't. Do
It
anything
can,
bad.
if
No.
it's George Lucas is involved.
Well, that's very true. But I still think that the there's a lot. I don't understand why everyone poo-pooed on the ECW was around for like 5 years.
Because
the
it
WWE
was just... It was terrible.
version.
Because you never watched the original ECW, so
I
you
watched
don't
some of it.
understand.
I watched the TNN stuff.
I watched some of it, but no, that's
I was a
not
lot
even,
younger than.
God, the TNN stuff was even at the end.
I
of
know that
like-
was a lot later. I was too young for
You
it.
got to see the Extreme TV. That's the stuff.
Hardcore
like,
TV?
Yes, that's what you want to watch. That was when it was great.
But that still doesn't mean it's all not part of the same. That's all
It's
that I'm
not.
saying.
It's like I said, it's the same as
I guess
different than a remake.
we'll just stereotypically agree to disagree on
Sometimes,
this.
and no offense in remakes, sometimes remakes can be better than the original. But
Of course, they can be. There's nothing stopping them from
I
being
like
better.
the new True Grit, and I'm not a big fan of the old one.
I didn't like the new.
I think if you're gonna remake the movie, the only reasons to remake movies are if you have better technology now, if you can make the movies look better,
yeah, that's
or-
like a Lucas saying.
or if you're trying to, if you're trying to open it up to a new audience and be like, but just to remake a movie. I'm a huge fan of the old stop motion stuff, like Mighty Joe Young and the original King Kong. The original King Kong should never have been remade. The one in the 80s was horrible. Peter Jackson's was horrible. I don't care what people say. Just like Godzilla, the freaking American Godzilla movie was freaking terrible. I don't mind a guy in a rubber suit. That said, what else do we have?
Top 5.
Really? What about TNA and
Oh, there's a TNA.
SmackDown?
Is it still on? Well, we talked about SmackDown. We talked about the Dana Bryan stuff.
Yeah, TNA.
TNA. I
Impact.
didn't watch. I kind of read the news. I didn't really look too much.
I only watched 1 hour of it.
I mean, there was
There was something else on.
a cage match between
Mickey
James and
Madison.
Madison Rain. A lot of their knockouts are very similar to me. like Madison Rain and
Dude, the whole beautiful
Miss
people.
Tessmacher,
The whole beautiful people.
with a Velvet Sky. At least Angelina Love is kind of with Winter now. It's not.
That's why I like Winter, because she's the most different out of all of the people they
and
have
Mickey
there.
James, just to me, seems like it's just the WB Mickey James.
Think it's Arby's, brother.
It's just run around, still
As a
being the
country,
same. It's
they
like the
made her
same.
more of a country bumpkin.
Yeah, but
It's
still,
kind
still
of-
more of the same. Mickey James, it's like there's no
Well,
character
no,
development,
it's-
just nothing. It's just like I'm watching the same Mickey James from like
Well,
7 years ago or something.
Same thing with like RVD,
Well,
Kennedy, half
yeah.
those guys. Sting,
Well,
We had a big break of,
Sting
like-
at least tries. It tries.
to rip off other people's gimmicks and run with them. But the Mickey James, like the TNA Mickey James, is almost like, remember at the end of WWE when Lay Cool was calling her Piggy James,
Yeah,
and they were making fun of her being all
a little
country and
bigger,
everything.
and yeah,
That's pretty much, she just took that character and like took it to
Pretty
TNA
much.
and like went with it further than she did with WWE.
I think that's probably what she wanted to do in WWE, but they wouldn't let her, and so. Yeah. And she has that stupid song that she sings at the
The
intro.
hardcore cunt.
Hardcore
Tree.
country.
Uh,
We all know about Mickey James' hardcore ability, so
Well, Batista took the pictures and put them all over the locker room, so.
yeah.
Let's see. There was a weird angle with Eric Young. I haven't watched Impact in probably a year or so. So
It's almost like watching the same show, though. Sadly,
sometimes
always.
because the 1 week my roommate watches it. I don't know why, but he watches it. He watches Superstars.
oh,
And if it's
jeez.
wrestling, he'll watch it. I swear to God. But anyway,
I got more. I got more things to do than just watch wrestling. Sorry.
he was all happy because he could watch SmackDown. He was like, "Ooh."
Jeez.
That's the only reason I knew what happened with SmackDown, because he was watching it.
So
and
you
was
just,
like, "Ugh." But
whatever, I'll watch it.
yeah, because I hadn't watched it in like probably a year and a half, and the whole Pope and
Oh,
Devon Dudley
Devon.
storyline still going on was like, are you freaking kidding me? But somehow one of the weeks, I don't know, somebody knows because I didn't watch it. I haven't been watching it. But apparently, I think they said something about last week. Something happened with Eric Young and Vanilla Sky. Angelina Love, Velvet Sky. Which one's?
Velvet Sky. If Angelina Love's the one with Winter.
Okay, yeah, Angelina Love.
She's the attractive one. I don't think. I don't think
well,
Velvet Sky's.
Here,
She's okay
No.
looking. It's not like she's ugly.
they're both hot in different ways, but Angelina Love has like a lot of the hotter tattoos, and she's taller.
She's and more
Velvet
athletic
Sky. Velvet Sky's got a better looking face, and her butt. I mean, come on, when she's
Oh,
getting in the
and
ring.
do
If you could combine the two of them, you'd have like the hottest woman in wrestling. But that said, apparently something happened with like ODB and Eric Young
Oh,
and
yeah. I did
Angelina
see
Love.
that.
So they had this whole
I
match,
remember.
and Eric Young, entertaining as hell, just running around, being
Yeah.
goofy. He kept locking up with the referee, and the ref's like, "Not me, her."
I like his boots and his
And at one
attire
point-
and the
yeah.
crazy beard. I like
At one
it.
point, he pushed the referee into her, and then he was like telling the referee, like he was pretending like he was the referee, and he was like, "Hey, get out of here!" Like, but she ended up kicking him in the nuts, and
Who? Which one?
well, obviously
Angelina
Angelina Love kicked Eric Young in the
I don't know.
nuts,
Maybe
'cause
he likes
I
it.
don't-
No DV's doing it to him. I don't know. He's kind of a weird guy. Makes sense, wouldn't it?
Anyway,
She's a weird girl. And,
they came in, they started beating on him. That sounded really weird, but then ODB ran in, ended up getting stomped too. The best part of the match was at the end, because after Vanilla Sky, Angelina Love, winter, summer, spring, fall, left, it was Eric Young, and he was there with ODB. They were kind of, and she like put her arm like this for him to like raise it. And when he started to raise his arm, she went like this, and like she kissed him, and they like left together.
Oh, cool.
So
they're officially a couple because they've been teasing it for a while.
I guess, because I mean,
I like it.
They're all romance stuff where it's like this person.
You know what? But you know what else
somebody
doesn't help?
leaves. Which the whole thing with like I'm sitting there and I didn't think about it until SmackDown, where I'm sitting there and they were talking about Daniel Bryan and AJ.
AJ.
And he's like, my girlfriend, and she told me she loved me. No one's ever told me that. And like, I
didn't
swear
say
to
he loved
God,
me back.
if one more time on Raw, if he would have said, my girlfriend AJ. You could just say AJ. Do you constantly have to be
Well, that's the
my
point.
girlfriend?
That's the point.
AJ.
That's why he says that on
but
purpose. It's just on purpose.
only like a month or two ago, he was with Gail Kim, and all of a sudden, like, it's all
Who? She
and the
there
Bella
anymore?
twins,
Where'd she
like,
go?
you know, all that stuff. So why do it's?
He's a playboy. He gets around.
I've had this conversation with
Daniel
you.
Bryan, male slut.
Movies, okay? Like, we're comic book fans. We like comic book movies. Batman doesn't have to have a freaking love interest in every movie. Move on.
No, yeah.
There doesn't have to be romance in every single movie. It's just like wrestling, okay? I'm not sitting there, like, braiding my sister's hair while I'm watching wrestling, being like, oh my god, look who's a couple now. We don't need it. That's it. What else? Oh, what other match? Oh, that was an interesting, because you skipped over it, but I'll go ahead and talk about it. So,
I did skip over it.
Double A, the new Double A, Austin Aries, came out and basically was talking about
I did
how
skip over it.
he beat all of the X Division and there's nobody for him to defend the belt against, so he's going to have to go outside the company. The Motor City Machine Guns music started playing. Alex Shelley came out looking really old. Alex Shelley came out, talked about how him and Sabin were going to come back together, but instead he asked Sabin if it was okay for him to come back, and he wanted a match. He told him that he basically has to beat a guy from the X Division, and then they're going to have a match against all odds.
They need to change their pay-per-view names.
All of them.
Oh, the only I don't mind Slammiversary.
No, Ass
That
Slammiversary, come
That
on.
one's okay. And,
That's one of the most gayest.
what's the other big show that they have?
Sacrifice is okay.
What's the other?
Because it
they have
doesn't
another
sound like a
big-
gay porn.
Like Victory Road.
Slammiversary definitely sounds
Victory
like a
Road.
gay
I
porn.
don't mind Victory Road.
It's kind of stupid.
I like Slammiversary.
Victory Road.
WrestleMania sounds kind of dumb if you kind of think about it.
It sounds a lot cooler than like gay porn.
I think they should have Wrestle Bowl.
But anyway, so the main event ended
Wrestle Bowl.
up being James Storm versus Jeff Hardy, which also Hardy was looking really old. I don't know if they're using better cameras and you're starting to see.
Well, they are because their qualities have gotten better.
But
definitely.
the match was really, really good all the way up until the typical TNA.
Surprise!
Here comes Bully Ray, starts beating up everybody. And then after he's done beating everybody up and he leaves, Robert Roode comes in and beats everybody up. And then gets on the mic and starts just ranting and raving. It was horrible. I mean,
did see that
it was
part.
all good all the way up until the end. It was like watching Buried. That movie was great up until the end. The end ruined the whole thing.
American Psycho did that to me.
Oh my god, yes.
I hated the ending of American Psycho.
But Fight Club too, and you don't agree with that.
Well, at least there's a twist in that one. A little
Uh-huh.
bit. And not a what a twist, you know.
It's the same thing. It's in his head. No different than American Psycho. Anyways,
Think we should go to a top 5?
no.
Do you have one this week?
I swear.
Do you? You
Yeah.
sure? I don't know.
It's actually different than last week.
Well,
A little bit.
I think all of ours have been different
A
every
little
week.
bit. No, I've actually been copying it pretty much. Like, people went.
All right. Well, what's your number?
We
5?
need to start keeping track though when we do them, like where the people fall.
Oh yeah, yeah. We probably should.
We should do a bottom 5.
I don't know.
That'd be great.
No way. How would we rate that? Because
Well,
it's
let's
just
see.
WB only bottom 5. maybe?
Mark Henry,
He's not. No, come on.
Brodus Clay.
Okay, you may not like those two guys, but they're much worse. Oh, whatever. What's your number 5? Just get to it.
It stayed the same as last week. Chris Jericho. I'm still waiting for him to do something. I have faith. Stop acting like a jackass and do something.
He was in a match this week.
No, he wasn't.
He was in the match, technically.
No, unless you actually lock up and do a move with somebody, you're not in the match. I got tagged into a match in Kaiser. That doesn't mean I was in a match.
You were. Okay. Well. My number 5 is Bully Ray. It's one of you just talking about.
Why?
Bully Ray. Who would have thought 10 years ago that Bubba Ray Dudley
was still going to be doing the same gimmick.
No,
without
no, he's
Devon.
not.
Oh, he runs in and he beats up people
He's
with
got
a
the
wallet
change
chain.
like this, like he's like a bully. I mean, this is no other better word to say it.
Retarded.
He's great. I like him.
They did kind of
I
hit
like the way he
around.
looks. He's lost some weight. He's gotten in better shape.
They did hint around that Abyss. He had a match with Abyss, and Abyss frequently took off. I don't know if that'll lead into him losing the mask or coming back without the mask, because that's a big thing they talked about.
He's an ugly looking guy.
I was wondering, we talked about Hogan shaving the mustache and the hair. Do you think that'll affect his Rent-A-Center commercials?
They'll just film a whole bunch of them real quick before they do that, because yeah, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
You can't market Hulk Hogan without the at least you
He's
can get
gotta
away
have
with
the
the hair
mustache.
because the bandana you could put on, but you can't get around like unless you CG the mustache.
Hogan without the hair and just the mustache is superstar Billy Graham. All right, so
Pretty much.
number 4,
Number 4,
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley. I'm surprised you have him on there since you kind of complained about him being on the show. At the
I
end
didn't
anyway.
complain about him being on it. I complained about him,
Well, the way it ended.
ending with him
That's
getting
true.
hit. I mean, come on. That was just dumb. That proves no point. Super Dave Osborne.
Yeah. I don't know
Bad
if
for ratings.
I care that Foley's back
I want to see.
for 2 weeks
I want
to
to
get
see
a
somebody
paycheck.
come in and fire Super Dave Osborne and be like, "Sorry, we wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. We just don't have anything for you right now."
I think they should shoot him out of a
He's
cannon.
like, "Oh, I'm not predictable. Oh, I'm not predictable." And all he does is predictable stuff.
Well, that's the.
He's the most predictable man. The whole thing with Foley being like, "You're gonna screw over CM Punk." You're damn right, I'm going to. And he'll do it because the fact that he's Mr. Predictable. He already told you he's gonna do it, just like Hogan, Warrior, where Warrior at Halloween. Well, not Halloween Havoc, but
Starcade?
no, at on the Nitro, where he's like, "I already beat you once, Hogan." And Hogan's like, "Oh my god, why are people gonna buy this match if you just told them that like?"
All right, my
Number
number
four.
4 is Santino Marella. He's been getting a slight push on SmackDown. Did he went on Raw last week?
He's actually
I can't believe
Teddy Long's assistant, personal assistant, or whatever, like co-general manager.
I guess that they can sell that goofy karate T-shirt and then obviously the Cobra, like the glove, whatever the hell you want to call that thing. It's kind of like I guess that's why they're pushing him as much to sell more of the merch. I mean, Santino's probably all happy about it because holy shit, that's extra money in your pocket.
I don't know,
I mean,
I know Vince doesn't like him.
someone must because he's getting. I mean, then again, it's on Smack. I like him. I like. He called out Drew McIntosh.
Yeah,
He's not Drew McIntyre. It's Drew McIntosh.
because he's a PC guy.
I like it. That's why he's always fighting him. He hates McIntosh.
That could be a great angle if they build them for a feud. They do like the
They
little
should
commercial
do.
thing.
I was gonna say they should do a commercial. Yep.
He's like,
I'm a PC.
no, he comes out to say he's McIntyre. He's like, "I'm Mac," and he's like, "I'm a PC."
Yeah, he just goes like it looks like a normal
And
segment,
they're just kind of like,
and then he comes out of nowhere. And he's like,
They got the background and everything, and
what
like-
the hell's going on?
"This is why we should write."
Oh my god, yeah. It's goofy gimmicks, and you don't like that. Why do you like
That
Santino
stuff-
and you don't like Brodus Clay?
Because he's entertaining. There's nothing entertaining about a 300-pound guy
He got
rapping.
Vicky Guerrero to do the Elaine dance,
He
and then he
didn't.
got William Regal to get in the ring and do that decent, weird white man British dance thing that he did. I don't know what the hell you call that.
That doesn't
thing.
make him good.
Actually, it kind of does because it kind of it's all tied to him.
Oh God, you're reading into the propaganda.
Just like
Who's number 3? My number 3 is Eric Young, because
good. That's another goofy gimmick. These guys are getting all over the list now.
yeah, but he can actually pull it off.
If he was in WWE, he could be.
Since they haven't
He
been
could be
since
bigger than Santino.
TNA hasn't really been doing anything with Brian Kendrick.
I don't really know if he's there anymore. Honestly,
They showed him losing to Austin Aries, so I don't know. But pretty much that's my new reason to watch Impact. If I'm going to watch it, is Eric Young. The
Makes
guy's
sense.
great.
my number 3 has been Brodus Clay.
I know.
So he's dropped from 1 to 3 this week.
He's at why when he debuted once, he made your number 1, and he's had 2 matches this week.
Actually, he's had 4 matches, I guess. No, 3 matches total now. because he wrestled on SmackDown the first week against Tyson Kidd, and then he fought JTG.
Whatever. It's all dumb. You're just gonna let's bring in guys from the back and job them out. Which, one of the Lumberjacks, Tyler Black.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
But did you see, he was with, who was the other guy wearing the matching trunks?
I don't know.
Was it Hawkins?
It might have been.
Him and Hawkins are a
I
tag
think
team.
yes, they are. I think a tag team.
Yeah.
Well, they wrestle on Superstars, I think. I mean, so you don't watch it, but
So does Beretta, but
who should watch Superstars? Honestly. Yeah. So, number 2.
James Storm.
Oh, okay.
That
Makes
match
sense.
was really good. He carried most of the match.
It was
Hardy-
him and Jeff Hardy for the number 1 contender, right? Number 1 contendership.
Yeah, which they still don't have one
Because they keep doing it every damn week, and it wasn't at the pay-per-view as well. Weren't they wrestling pay-per-view? I mean, why? Jesus, the TV is meant to build up. Granted, it's probably going to be a fatal 4-way or a 3-way match, probably for the number 1 contender again. I don't know.
They're
what
talking
the hell's
about
going
doing
on.
a no disqualification.
Yeah, well, something's going to happen there, or so. Because think about it, anybody can run down then and it'd be illegal. So the viewers are beating the shit out of everybody left and
Could
right.
be us.
It'd be like an ECW match.
The original ECW.
Number 2 for me is Jericho. I liked what they did with him in the match. I liked that he came in the match.
I
Like,
like
"Yeah!" And then he just slapped and tagged the guy.
I like that. He turned into Forrest Gump for a minute.
I like it.
I like that. I like to take taffy and put it on my tongue. What the hell that was? So my number 1 should be quite obvious.
Is it CM Punk?
Yes.
Wow.
Dude, he pretty much laid it completely out. Everything about laryngitis, Super Dave Osborne.
He said words.
Ooh, but for once he wasn't being Stan, everything is shit. He actually
I don't know about that.
actually-
He kind of was saying
he
that.
actually called it for what it is.
Yeah, I'll give him credit for that. That makes sense.
It was great, and he came out for Foley's defense. So at least it was good for once to see a guy come out to take up for a guy, not to make himself look better. Unlike, man, I don't know if Zack Ryder. Did you see his ribs were all taped up because his back's hurt from carrying Cena for all those weeks?
Oh, that's right. You said that.
Oh my God, boy.
I noticed that.
It's terrible. He lost the belt because of Cena.
He needs to turn on him.
Yeah, because Cena's freaking spotlight stealer.
Um,
You can't let anybody fucking do anything that's not his spotlight.
Well, I'm gonna go.
We have 3 spotlights here. I'm waiting for Cena to walk in and just
Let's
take
take him. I'm gonna go with the other world champion.
Daniel Bryan.
I'm gonna go Daniel Bryan. I like this slight pseudo heel thing that probably is gonna turn to a full blown heel. I like the slow build up that they've taken time to do it, and it kind of makes sense because the fact that there's no way in hell that logically in a real match he could beat Big Show or Mark Henry because he's so damn small. It's like if me and you had a little bit more muscle and we're trying to, even though he's like a submission expert, there's only a couple ways you can have booked those
Well,
matches.
you got to be able to grab him to put the submission.
It's
on.
very
Like,
true.
You can't.
You know what you can do? Just hold their leg while they're walking. I got you now. So I like this stuff. I actually think when they
The
do it,
AJ thing.
they should make AJ actually know that she's in on it. She's in on it.
That he put her in harm's
Yes,
way.
that she's in on it because she's a wrestler, so she knows that she can do these. Well, she can act. It's a you're a
Oh my
wrestler.
God, which-
so you play it in, and they're like an evil heel couple.
Before his match,
That's the way I would do it.
Caitlyn came to talk to him, and she had her hair dyed black underneath with like blonde on top. It was really hot. Hands down, right now, I'm going hands down. She's the hottest diva they have there. AJ number 2.
Well, I guess on
But
that note,
the Daniel Bryan thing, the thing I didn't understand is TNA does that whole thing where, remember when, I don't remember who it was, but Booker T had a match with somebody and Sharmell got hit. It was Robert Roode. Robert Roode
yeah,
hit
it
her,
was.
and they wouldn't show it. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yep.
he'd be like this, and it would be like a steel frame, and then it
Yes.
would like go to a black screen.
They did it on purpose, though.
They
did it on
do that
purpose.
whole
And I
thing
think
that
Spike was
non-
afraid of the woman beating thing.
But how many times did they show Big
They
Show?
have showed that a ton.
And she hit hard.
She didn't hit that hard. She took
Oh
more
my
than
God, dude!
She
She
did a
took
bump.
yeah,
She
that's
did a
what I'm
back
saying.
bump.
and she freaking sold that thing like crazy.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Something black popped off. It looked like a marker top, like a permanent marker top. Like every time she hit, I'm like, look, something popped off. But I mean, she freaking floored herself. It was great.
That's why I think they should make it that she was in.
He almost stepped on her too.
I know,
Did you notice
I know. Well, I think Big Show was tripped. It almost looked like she did a drop toe hold. At the same time she fell, it wasn't like she did a drop toe hold. Neil was with flat.
But I mean, like, how many times do you have to show that thing? It was like 9/11 when the planes hit. After about like a day and a half of seeing it over and over, like you turn the news on and that's all it was: plane and building, plane and building. After a while, you're like looking at that and you're like, wow, like. And you start picking it apart in your head, like, that doesn't even look real. It looks like they filmed it on a set. It looks like it could be from a movie, you know? And you start just looking at it and being like, wow, look now.
I think we better end it from there.
Back into the left.
Go check out WrestlingRingPost.com. We'll keep out some. We'll have some weird crap on there. You ready? We'll see you guys later.